Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. We're thrilled to present to you our video dedicated to saints in Anglicanism. Enjoy. The word saint derives from the Latin sanctus, meaning holy, and has long been used in Christianity to refer to a person who was recognized as having lived a holy life and as being an exemplar and model for other Christians. Beginning in the 10th century, the Catholic Church began to centralise and formalise the process of recognizing saints. The process whereby an individual was added to the canon list of recognized saints became known as canonization. Saints who had been canonized when the Church of England was in communion with Rome generally continued to be recognized as saints after the English Reformation in the 16th century. Since the split with Rome, the Church of England sometimes uses the word hero or heroine to recognize those holy people whom the church synod or an individual church praises as having had special benevolence. It considers such muted terms a reversion to a more simple and cautious doctrine which emphasizes empowerment subsidiarity to all members and components of the church. The provinces of the Anglican Communion therefore commemorate many of the saints in the general Roman calendar, often on the same days. In some cases, Anglican calendars have kept pre-1950 for celebratory days that the Roman Catholic Church has since moved or abolished. Prepare yourself for an in-depth analysis of early Christianity in this section. Like the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglican Communion has special holy days in honor of Jesus Christ, the Blessed Virgin Mary and the Apostles. Many of the parish churches in the Communion have the names Christ Church and Street Mary the Virgin. The same can also be said for the four great patrons of Great Britain and Ireland: St. George, England, St. David, Wales, St. Patrick, Ireland, and St. Andrew, Scotland. As we embark on the next leg of our journey, let's unpack the layers of English saints and examine its core elements. English and local saints are often emphasized, and there are differences between the provinces' calendars. King Charles I of England is the only person to have been treated as a new saint by some Anglicans following the English Reformation, after which he was referred to as a martyr and included briefly in a calendar of the Book of Common Prayer. This canonization is, however, considered neither universal nor official in the Anglican Communion worldwide, and many national churches list him as a martyr and not a saint, or as neither. Turning our focus to English martyrs, let's explore its key elements. There are several persons commemorated in the modern Anglican calendars who were opposed to the Roman Catholic Church. Of particular note are John Wycliffe and William Tyndale, for beginning the full translation of the Bible into English, a project which led to the Geneva Bible, and for writings against the Catholic Church. The Oxford Martyrs, Thomas Cranmer, Nicholas Ridley, and Hugh Latimer, are also commemorated for the courage they showed in death, and for their belief in a free Church of England. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of Ugandan martyrs and its fascinating intricacies. In the 19th century, 23 Anglican and 22 Roman Catholic converts were martyred together in Uganda. The Church of England commemorates the Ugandan Martyrs on 3 June together with Archbishop Janani Luwum, who was murdered in 1977 on the orders of Idi Amin. On 18 October 1964, Pope Paul VI canonized the 22 Ugandan martyrs who were Roman Catholics. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore modern notables from a different angle. Anglican churches also commemorate various famous, often post-Reformation Christians. The west front of Westminster Abbey, for example, contains statues of 20th martyrs like Maximilian Kolbe, Martin Luther King Jr., Iscal Romero, Dietrich Bonhoeffer and Lucian Tapidi, one of the Anglican New Guinea martyrs. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore some traditional Anglican saints from a different angle. Urid of Hexham, Abbot of Reebok, January AD 651, Bishop of Lindisfarne, August Alban D between 209 and 304, Protomartyr of Brightane, June Alcuin of York, Deacon, Abbot of Tours May Aldhelm, Bishop of Sherborne, Shrines at Salisbury and Canterbury May Alfred the Great, King of Wessex Alphege, Archbishop of Canterbury, Martyr April Anselm of Canterbury, Archbishop of Canterbury Augustine of Canterbury d. 604, first Archbishop of Canterbury made Benedict Bishop, Abbot of Wearmouth January Birinus, Bishop of Dorchester, Apostle of Wessex September Church of England, 3 December Roman Catholic Brigid, Abbess of Kildare February said, Abbot of Lastingham, Bishop of the East Saxons October Chad d. 672, Bishop of Lichfield March Charles I of England, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland January Columba, Abbot of Iona, Missionary June Crispin and Crispinian d. October. Immortalist as St. Crispin's Day in Henry D. by Shakespeare Cuthbert, Bishop of Lindisfarne Church of England 29 March, Church in Wales for September, Episcopal Church USA 31 August Dunstan, Archbishop of Canterbury May Edmund the Martyr d. 869, King of the East Angles, Martyr Edward the Confessor 1003 to 1005 1066, King of England October Translation of Relics Ethelreda, Abbess of Ely June Felix of Burgundy d. 647 or 648, Bishop, Apostle to the East Angles March Friedeswide, Prius at Oxford Christ Church George, allegedly martyred at Nicomedia in 303. His major shrine was at Constantinople. Patron saint of England Robert Grosseteste, Bishop of Lincoln, philosopher, scientist Hilda, Abbess of Whitby Hugh 1135 to Carthusian monk and Bishop of Lincoln November Julian of Norwich 1340 to c. 1416, spiritual writer, mystic May 13 May Marjorie Kemp 1373 after 1438, housewife and mystic Margaret, Queen of Scotland, mystic June Paul 16 November Mellitus d. 624, first Bishop of London April Mildred Carr, Abbess of Minster Infant July Kentigen d. 614, Bishop of Cumbria January Ninian 4th or 5th century, Bishop of Galloway, Apostle of the Picts September Osman d. 1099, Bishop of Salisbury December Oswald, King of Northumbria, Martyr August Oswald of Worcester d. 992, Bishop of Worcester February Paulinus of York d. 644, Archbishop of York, Missionary October Petrick d. 564, Missionary to the West Country June Piron d. 480, Patron saint of Cornwall Antinous March Richard, Bishop of Chichester Richard Roll of Hampole, spiritual writer Edmund Rich of Abingdon, Archbishop of Canterbury November Swithin d. 862, Bishop of Winchester July in England and 2 July in Norway Theodore of Tarsus, Archbishop of Canterbury September Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury, Martyr December Thomas de Cantilupe 12-1882, Bishop of Hereford August October William Tyndall, translator of the Scriptures, Martyr October the Venerable Bede 672 or monk at Jarrow, scholar, historian Western Churches 25 May, and Orthodox Churches 27 May Wilfrid 633 709, Bishop, Missionary William of Ockham, Friar, Philosopher William of York 1141-53, Bishop June William of Perth d. Car. 1201, Pilgrim, enshrined at Rochester Cathedral May April Willibrord of York, Bishop, Apostle of Fisher November Wolfston d. 1095, Bishop of Worcester January. As we progress, let's zoom in on examples of modern Anglican saints and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. The Ninth Lambeth Conference held in 1958 clarified the commemoration of saints and heroes of the Christian Church in the Anglican Communion. Resolution 79 stated in the case of scriptural saints, care should be taken to commemorate men or women in terms which are in strict accord with the facts made known in Holy Scripture. In the case of other names, the calendar should be limited to those whose historical character and devotion are beyond doubt. In the choice of new names, economy should be observed, and controversial names should not be inserted until they can be seen in the perspective of history. The addition of a new name should normally result from a widespread desire expressed in the region concerned over a reasonable period of time. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on modern Anglican saints. The following have been identified as heroes of the Christian Church in the Anglican Communion post-Reformation individuals commemorated in the Church of England calendar, excluding those primarily venerated by the Roman Catholic or Orthodox churches. Lancelot Andrewes, Bishop of Winchester, spiritual writer, theologian Anthony Ashley Cooper, Earl of Shaftesbury, social reformer Vedanagam Samuel Azaria, Bishop in South India, evangelist Samuel Barnett and Henrietta Barnett, social reformers Richard Baxter, Puritan divine Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Lutheran pastor, martyr William Booth and Catherine Booth, founders of the Salvation Army Thomas Bray, founder of the SPCK John Bunyan, spiritual writer Joseph Butler, Bishop of Durham, philosopher Josephine Butler, social reformer John Calvin, reformer Wilson Carl, founder of the Church Army Edith Cavell, nurse Charles I. King and martyr Caroline Chisholm, social reformer Thomas Cranmer, Archbishop of Canterbury, Reformation martyr John Donne, priest, poet Elizabeth Frard, first deaconess of the Church of England, founder of the community of Street Andrew Nicholas Farrar, deacon, founder of the Little Gidding community George Fox, founder of the Society of Friends the Quakers Elizabeth Fry, prison reformer Alan Gardner, missionary, founder of the South American Mission Society Isabella Gilmore, deaconess Charles Gore, bishop, founder of the Community of the Resurrection James Hannington, Bishop of Eastern Equatorial Africa, martyr in Uganda George Herbert, priest, poet Tavia Hill, social reformer Richard Hooker, priest, apologist theologian Eglantine Jebb, social reformer, founder of Save the Children Samuel Johnson, moralist John Keble, priest, Tractarian, poet Thomas Ken, Bishop of Bath and Wells Jeffrey Studdert Kennedy, priest, poet Edward King, Bishop of Lincoln Apollo Kibulaesi, priest, evangelist in Central Africa Eniko Puriadi 1945, founder of the Melanesian Brotherhood Hugh Latimer C., Bishop of Worcester, Reformation martyr William Laud, Archbishop of Canterbury William Law, priest, spiritual writer Charles Fuchs Loder, priest Martin Luther, reformer Janani Dawum C., Archbishop of Uganda, martyr Frederick Denison Maurice, priest Henry Martin, translator of the scriptures, missionary in India and Persia Bernard Maiziki C., apostle of the Mashona, martyr Harriet Mansell, founder of the community of Street John the Baptist John Mason Neal, priest, hymn writer John Henry Newman, cardinal, Tractarian, theologian Florence Nightingale, nurse, social reformer John Coleridge Pattison, first Bishop of Melancia and martyr Edward Bowry Pusey, priest, Tractarian Pandita Mary Ramabai, translator of the scriptures Nicholas Brady C., Bishop of London, Reformation martyr Iscar Romero, Archbishop of San Salvador, martyr Christina Rossetti, poet Samuel Seabury, first Anglican bishop in North America Priscilla Lydia Selin, a restorer of the religious life in the Church of England George Augustus Selwyn, first Anglican bishop of New Zealand Sadhu Sudha Singh 1929, evangelist, teacher of the faith Mary Slessor, missionary in West Africa Mary Sumner, founder of the Mothers Union Jeremy Taylor, Bishop of Down and Connor William Temple, Archbishop of Canterbury Thomas Traherne 1636 or poet, spiritual writer William Tyndall C., translator of the scriptures, Reformation martyr Evelyn Underhill, spiritual writer Henry Venn, John Venn, and Henry Venn the Younger, priests, evangelical divines Isaac Watts, hymn writer Charles Wesley, evangelist, hymn writer John Wesley, priest, evangelist, founder of Methodism John West, missionary and first Anglican priest in Western Canada William Wilberforce, social reformer. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.